Welcome to part 19 of Time Skill Tutorials. Today we're doing Equatorial Africa. I'm going to call it that because I couldn't come up with a better name. So today we're doing Gabon, the Republic of the Congo, DRC, Burundi, Rwanda, and also Uganda. So the blocks you'll need are black concrete, green concrete, yellow concrete, blue concrete, red concrete, light blue concrete, white concrete, black wool, and light grey concrete. So with black concrete from right here in Equatorial Guinea, go down by 3, then go down left to 3, down right to 3, and flat 2, then go down by 1, right by 1, and down by 1, then go down right to 2, and right by 1, up by 1, right by 1, then go up by 3, left by 1, up by 1, right by 3, up by 1, left by 1, down by 1, right by 3, up by 1, right by 1, up by 4, left by 1, up by 1, left by 1, up by 1, right by 1, up by 3, left by 2, up by 1. Then with green from here, go left over way. Fill what's above that with green concrete. And with yellow concrete from right here, go right over way. Then fill what's above that with yellow concrete. And then fill the bottom area with blue concrete. From right here, go down by 1, right by 1, down by 1, right by 1, down by 1, right by 2, up by 2, and left by 1. Then fill this with red concrete, and from here with black concrete, go right by 2, and go up by 1, right by 1, down by 1, right by 1, up by 1, right by 1, down by 1, right by 1, up by 1, right by 1, up by 1, right by 1, and up by 4. This is what it's to look like. Now from right here, go up right a 2, 2 1s, and a 3, then go right by 1, up by 1, left by 1, up by 1, right by 1, up by 1, left by 1, up by 1, right by 1, up by 1, left by 1, up right a 2, then go right by 1 and up by 2. With yellow concrete from right here, go right by 1, and then just keep doing uprights until you hit black concrete. Then fill what's above that with green concrete. Also from here, go down 1 with green concrete. And then with yellow from right here, go up by 1, and then just keep going upright ones until you hit black. And then fill what's in this area with yellow concrete, and then fill the rest with red concrete. With black concrete from right here, go down by 1, down left by 1, right by 11, then go down by 1, down right a 3 and a 2, then go right by 1, down by 1, right by 1, up by 1, right by 1, down by 1, right by 1, up by 1, right by 1, up by 2, right by 2, up by 1, right by 1, down by 1, right by 3, down by 7, and down right 4, going right by 5, then go down left by 1, right by 4, down by 1, right by 2, down by 1, right by 1, up by 1, right by 2, down by 1, right by 1, down right a 1 and a 2, then go right by 3, up by 3, down left by 1, up by 1, left by 2, fill this area with light blue concrete. From right here, go up by 9, then go down left by 1. And from here, go all right a 1 and a flat 5. Then from the 4th block of that 5, go up by 3, down left by 1, up by 2. And go left by 1, up by 1, left by 1, up by 1, right by 1, up by 1, left by 1, up by 1, right by 1, up by 1, left by 1. So that's a 2 by 5 rectangle. Now from here, go up by 2 and go right by 1, or left by 1, up by 3, up left to 3, and go right by 1, up by 2, right by 1, up by 1, left by 1, up by 1, right by 1, up by 3, up right to 2, and go right by 2, up by 1, up right by 1, and then go all left to 4. With yellow concrete from right here, go down by 1, down right a 1 and a flat 2, and go down right by 1, up by 1, up left to 3, up left by 1, all right by 3 1s and a flat 2. On the first block of that flat 2, go left by 3, and all left of regular 2, then just fill this like area inside the star with yellow concrete. From here with yellow concrete, go right by 2, then go up right by 1, and 2 flat 2s, a 1, 2 flat 2s, a 1, 2 flat 2s, a 1, 3 flat 2s, a 1, flat 2, 1, and 2 flat 2s. Now from right here, go left by 2, then down left a 1, flat 2, a 1, 3 flat 2s, a 1, 2 flat 2s, a 1, 2 flat 2s, a 1, 2 flat 2s, a 1, and a flat 2, and then just fill everything in between them 2 lines with yellow concrete, so all these little gaps. And then you can fill everything above this row going like diagonally down with light blue concrete. With yellow concrete from right here, go right by 2, then go up right a 1, flat 3, a 1, 2 flat 2s, a 1, and 3 flat 2s, then go down by 1, left by 1, down left a 1, then 2 flat 2s and a 1, then down left 3 flat 2s, a 1, flat 2 and a 1, and then fill all these little gaps in with yellow, and then fill everything in between these 2 rows like that with red, and then everything beneath the bottom row with light blue. With black concrete from right here, go up right 2, then go right by 1, up by 1, right by 1, up by 1, left by 1, up by 1, left by 2. Fill the top row of this country with red, place green concrete there, red concrete there, and then fill the final 2 gaps with white. With black concrete from right here, go up by 1, right by 2, up by 1, up left by 2, and go left by 1. Then go down by 1 with yellow, and then place 2 yellows there and a green there, and then fill this area with light blue. From right here with black concrete, go right by 1, then go up by 1, right by 1, down by 1, right by 1, up by 2, up right a 1, and a flat 4. Then fill the bottom 2 rows with red, the next 2 with yellow, and then with white, from right here, go right by 1, up by 1, up right a flat 3, then go down by 1, right by 1, down by 1, right by 1, down by 2, turn left a 1 and a flat 3, then go up by 1, left by 1, up by 1, left by 1, up by 1, right by 2. From here, go up by 1 with yellow, and then from here, go left by 1 with yellow, and left by 1 with red. From right here, go right by 3 with yellow, and go down by 1 and left by 1. Fill this bit with red. And from here, go up by 1 with red, with light grey, go left by 1, up right by 1, left by 1. With red, go up by 1. And then fill all the remaining gaps with black wool. So this is what it will look like. The next tutorial is Southeastern Africa.